As much as it left much to be desired, is a tremendous, tremendous step forward. We're beginning to catch up with Bismarck. Who instituted this kind of thing in, I think, 1884. The fact that we're beginning to approach that is a mark of some progress. Living Liberally is honoring SEIU for promoting a progressive America and being a great ally to the Netroots. Over the past 7 years, Living Liberally and the Netroots have become rising forces in American politics and are a large and vital part of the progressive movement. In fact, the progressive movement is unthinkable today without the Netroots and organizations like Living Liberally. A long-standing organization such as the SEIU is very wise to have formed an effective new media team headed by Tim Tagaris, who will be accepting the award, and is partnered with Living Liberally and other Netroots organizations to promote progressive change with an impressive effect. I was proud to work closely with the SEIU on many, many issues, but in particular in the fight for a public option in the health care bill, which we did get in the House version of the bill, but did not get in the final bill. But we did manage to do certain things in that bill, and we hopefully will be able to build on that and get a public option and repeal that so-called Cadillac tax before it goes into effect. In politics, it's quite difficult to be the new kid on the block and have the seasoned regulars hear you and take you seriously. But Living Liberally and the Netroots community as a whole have done a terrific job in standing up and being noticed and becoming a real force in American progressive politics. And God knows, we need to marshal all our progressives, now in particular, to assure first, that the Democratic majorities in Congress are not eliminated, or reduced too much, and second, that the Democratic majorities are made a little more progressive. I think elections are very wonderful things, and so are primary elections. Keeping organizations like SEIU and Living Liberally going strong through giving to fundraising events like this one tonight is absolutely vital to the advancement of all the things that we care about. And let me tell you, having lived for 12 years through a Republican majority in the House, and now 4 years through a Democratic majority, it's a lot less frustrating, but it's still frustrating. We still are seeing an invasion of our civil liberties such as we haven't seen in a long time, and we haven't been able to get to stop it. We have to continue fighting, and unfortunately fighting at the current administration on some of these civil liberties issues. We have to push the administration. It was famously said by FDR, Franklin Roosevelt, famous story about FDR meeting with a group of people who wanted to get him to do something, and he said, okay, you persuaded me that it's the right thing to do, now you go out and make me do it. And that's the role of Living Liberally and the Netroots and all progressives in pushing the administration and the Democratic, well, first of all, electing them and then pushing them, the administration and the Democratic majorities to do the right things. Without further ado, I want to introduce the SEIU's new media director, Tim Tagaris. I want to present this award to him when he steps up. Living Liberally presents the Robert Putnam Social Capital Award to the Service Employees International Union for supporting the Netroots to live liberally and building a more progressive America. And I can think of no one more fitting to receive this. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Congressman. You know, one of us has earned a reputation for being one of the most passionate and effective representatives in the United States Congress. The other one of us sits around and plays on the internet all day. So I don't know who decided who would be introducing who, but we're very honored to be here, and thank you for that generous introduction. You know, the first time I got to work with Living Liberally, Drinking Liberally back in 2006 was during the Ned Lamont campaign against Joe Lieberman when I was the internet director for Ned Lamont. Just remember that, because we're going to get a chance to do it again in 2012. And when you're thinking about what to donate, just consider it a practice run for So anyways, we at SEIU have been fortunate to develop a strong relationship with Living Liberally over the past few years. When John Van Deventer, Michelle Miller, and our new media team wanted to find a way to break through the noise that began to fill the healthcare reform debate, we turned to Laughing Liberally and created the harm videos, which either we saw earlier or we'll see shortly. When Andy Stern, I've been drinking and outside. When Andy Stern wanted to do something other than a typical book tour for his book, A Country That Works, he partnered with Drinking Liberally and took his vision for America to local chapters across the country. I think he also had an idea that after a few drinks, people might be more likely to read that book. But in everything that we've done with Living Liberally, we found them to be incredibly effective. And I think that the secret to their success is at heart, it's just a really simple organizing model. People like to drink. And not only that, they like to laugh. And they love to talk politics. And if you give people the space to do that, they'll keep coming back. It really is that simple. And we learned a long time ago at SEIU that there are few things more powerful than a really good and simple, effective organizing model. Justin and Katrina and Josh and everyone at Living Liberally have built something that they can walk away from tomorrow. Not that you should, do not, please. And it would continue to exist. In fact, I don't think it would just continue to exist, it would grow. Everyone should be very proud of that. We're certainly very proud of SEIU to be a very small part of your success. So, on behalf of 2.2 million members of SEIU, thank you very much for this award. Stern wishes he could be there today, but he can't, unfortunately. He's retiring, and it's been a busy week for him. And next week, and we would have done it next weekend, he's going to have a job. But he couldn't be here tonight, unfortunately, so he recorded a brief video for the group. So without that, Andy Stern via video.